Life, with all its ups and downs, forces us to face complex and sometimes difficult relationships. No matter how perfect a relationship may seem, we all know that nothing lasts forever. Small arguments and disagreements are inevitable and often not a big deal in healthy relationships. But there will come a time when we sense something deeper, a constant feeling of doubt that is hard to ignore. You start to feel like a lost characteristic link, or heartbreaking events spoil your confidence. How do you know when the relationship is over? This is a troubling question, and not an easy one to answer. In times like these, Stoic philosophy gives us the insight and wisdom to reevaluate our relationships. Stoicism teaches us that life requires inner peace and personal growth. Sometimes, to protect these values, we have to have the courage to say goodbye. Even for those who like our favorite, in this video, we will study 11 characters that indicate when we should end all contact with our family or friends. These signs are not only useful for being aware that you need to let go, but also guide you on how to let go calmly and rationally so that you can continue on your way and live a meaningful, peaceful life. Let's start this journey of understanding and discovering how Stoicism guides us by watching the video till the end and not missing any of the 11 signs, because only one of the 11 signs can help you know when it's time to say goodbye to protect your peace and personal growth. Leave a comment saying, "I'm challenging myself," as a promise that you'll see it to the end and not miss a single sign. When relationships do more harm than good, they play a crucial role in shaping our emotional and mental health. When a relationship does more harm than good, we must face the harsh truth. According to Stoic philosophy, identifying and ending toxic relationships is essential to protecting our inner health. These signs can not only undermine your self-confidence, but also hinder your personal development. A toxic relationship can make you feel lost and lose confidence in yourself. For example, a friend who constantly criticizes and belittles you, unintentionally or on purpose, gradually erodes your self-confidence. Or a relationship where you always have to sacrifice yourself to be satisfied. The consequences of maintaining a toxic relationship are extremely serious. This can lead to stress, anxiety, and even depression. When you are constantly trapped in a negative spiral, it is difficult to find true peace and happiness. That's why a positive environment is crucial. A positive environment can help you grow and improve your spirit and foster creativity. Deciding to detach from a toxic relationship is never easy. However, it is a very right and necessary decision to protect your inner health and promote personal growth. When you dare to face and leave harmful relationships, you open up opportunities to build more positive and meaningful relationships. The famous Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we react to them." Ask yourself, can you continue to sacrifice your inner health for a relationship that does more harm than good? Remember that true peace and happiness begin within. The second sign: when a relationship interferes with your personal growth, it's time to seriously review it. True relationships are only valuable if they help you become the best version of yourself. Have you ever wondered if the people around you are really pushing you forward, or are they just holding you back? A true friendship is one in which both parties grow together and share common values and goals. Family love should also be your greatest source of encouragement, where you can find unconditional support. But relationships don't always work out perfectly. Sometimes we meet people who make us feel blocked, or worse, make us look like ourselves. A classic example is the story of the great Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who had to deal with complex political matters. He was always alert and thoughtful, recognizing who was trustworthy and who was hindering his growth. Caution is required with negative conditions when we have to stop to reflect and reevaluate these relationships. It seriously affects our self-discovery and self-esteem. When you are constantly confronted with criticism, control, or feelings of disrespect, you gradually lose your ability to recognize and develop yourself. Personal growth is inseparable from the relationships around you. A real relationship will never make you feel small or powerless. Instead, it will be a source of energy to help you explore and unlock your potential. Finding true friends, those who are willing to share the challenges and joys of the journey of self-discovery with you, is crucial. This is a relationship that will help you develop all around, both personally and socially. You must remember that ending a relationship is not a sign of failure, but a bold step towards finding yourself. Be sure that each decisive step will bring you closer to peace and holistic development, because you deserve to live in a relationship that nurtures and honors your true self. We'd like to know, have you ever been in a relationship that you felt hindered your personal growth? How did you recognize it and overcome it? We look forward to hearing your stories. Have you ever felt like you had to compromise your core values just to maintain a relationship? Have you ever wondered if this trade-off is really worth it, or if it just distances you from yourself? In Stoic philosophy, living according to your personal values is the key to true peace and happiness. The third sign, if you compromise your values. Living according to your personal values is a key element to achieving inner peace and happiness. If you have to compromise or give up your core values in a relationship, then this is a clear sign that the relationship is setting you up for failure. You value your integrity and self-worth, and this relationship is necessary to ensure that you live authentically and remain honest in your life. Personal values act as guidelines that help navigate life and make good decisions. When you surrender your values to maintain a relationship, you not only lose integrity, but also enter into a state of internal conflict. This can lead to feelings of insecurity, regret, and a loss of self-confidence. For example, imagine you are a person who attaches great importance to honesty. However, you have a close friend who often asks you to lie for them. Little by little, every time you lie, you will feel like you are betraying your values, losing self-esteem, feeling burdened, and drifting further and further away from your true self. This is a clear sign that you need to betray the relationship to maintain your personal values. Reassessing a relationship can be a painful and difficult process. However, staying true to your personal values is essential to protecting your integrity and self-esteem. You must choose a path that aligns with your values, even if it means ending an important relationship. When you live by your personal values, you will feel peaceful and happy, and a relationship that requires you to betray your values will only hurt you in the long run. By choosing to stay true to your personal values, you will build more authentic and sustainable relationships. Not only does this help you stay honest, but it also earns respect from others and makes you immune to violence in any form. There is only one path to happiness, and that is to stop worrying about things beyond our control. Nothing is more precious than the peace and dignity of every human being. Abuse of any kind is a serious violation of these values and is unacceptable. Abuse can take many forms: physical, mental, emotional, and even financial. Such behavior not only causes direct harm, but also weakens the spirit of the abuser and controls social isolation, leaving deep and lasting scars. A specific example is the story of a woman named Linda, who endured years of control and threats from her husband. At first, she tried to defend his behavior, But gradually, Linda understood she got into a toxic relationship. This realization was the first step for her to seek help and free herself from abuse. It not only has negative physical effects, but also weakens the spirit and emotions. Victims often experience a loss of self-confidence, fear, and isolation. Abusive relationships are usually characterized by threats, control, and devaluation by the other person. Violence usually does not take responsibility for its actions and tries to blame the victims. It is important to know and interfere with violence. This requires courage and determination. Victims need to understand that their abuser's behavior is not their fault and seek support from family, friends, or victim support organizations. The road to recovery takes time and patience, but it is also an opportunity to reaffirm your self-worth and live a life of dignity. When the signs of abuse are recognized, the importance of recognition cannot be overstated. Ending the relationship is a necessary step to protect one's peace and dignity. Living a life of excavation, digitization, and respect is a goal that any follower of Stoic philosophy steadfastly refuses to abuse. We protect ourselves and live up to the noble values that Stoic philosophy maintains. In life, we often face challenging circumstances when it seems that negative emotions are dominated by the ship, which not only destroys peace, but also harms us. Controlling your emotions is why ending a toxic relationship can be the first step to finding peace and the fifth sign of personal growth. When destructive emotions dominate a relationship, the impact of negative emotions on the relationship is very clear. Anger, jealousy, or disappointment not only destroys inner peace, but also destroys the foundations of relationships. For example, if you often get angry with loved ones over petty issues, you will gradually lose control and let your emotions dictate your behavior. Not only does it harm the relationship, but it also causes it to lose its precious self-control. The biggest challenge to recognizing and controlling negative emotions is an automatic reaction. We often do not know that these feelings have gathered and become too strong. If we evaluate, we need to understand the motivation of the relationship to distinguish whether these negative feelings come from us or from an unhealthy relationship. Have you ever asked yourself if these negative feelings are worth keeping in the relationship? Finding internal force and setting a healthy boundary is the first step in getting rid of toxic relationships. It can not only help restore peace, but also help you discover and improve your personal growth. By realizing the value of peace and control, you will find that maintaining healthy and positive relationships is an important part of personal development. Leaving a toxic relationship is not a failure, but a courageous choice to stay true to your values and principles. Thanks for sticking with us until the middle of this video. Your support and interest are our motivation to continue sharing these valuable endurance philosophies. If you found this content helpful, please like and share the video so more people can access and apply these valuable lessons to their lives. We just talked about how when destructive emotions dominate a relationship, it disrupts your inner balance and weakens your mental strength. Next, we will explore another important signal in order to cause constant turbulence. This relationship not only deprives you of inner peace, but also affects your physical and mental health. Let's dive into this topic and see how Stoic philosophy can help us face and overcome these challenges. Sign 6. When a relationship causes constant chaos. Imagine a situation where every meeting with a friend or family member always leads to arguments, misunderstandings, and pain. These negative emotions not only affect the immediate mood, but also linger and create a vicious cycle of stress and anxiety. This confusion profoundly affects mental and emotional health and destroys the balance that Stoic philosophy says is necessary to achieve true happiness. The value of emotional balance in Stoic philosophy cannot be overstated. When relationships cause too much disruption, a calm mind can help us see life and make decisions clearly, and it is very important to assess their impact. This is not selfishness, but an act of self-preservation and self-respect. The decision to end a toxic relationship is a courageous and necessary step to protect your inner peace. An illustrative example is the story of Julia, a woman who tried to maintain a relationship with a high school friend. Every time they met, this friend would always bring criticism and negative attitudes, constantly belittling Julia's lifestyle and decisions. These words made Julia feel deeply hurt and mentally and physically exhausted. After many times of thinking, considering, and even consulting with loved ones and psychological experts, Julia realized that this relationship was harming her peace and happiness. Finally, with courage and determination, she decided to end the relationship. This decision helped Julia regain her tranquility, focus on more positive aspects of life, and open up opportunities for healthier and more constructive relationships. Finding peace is not a selfish act, but a part of growth and self-respect, and making tough decisions with courage shows strength and self-control. We must courageously assess and remove toxic relationships in order to protect and cultivate the inner peace that leads to true growth and happiness. Sign number 7. Have you ever felt stuck in a relationship that no longer felt like yours, where you were being manipulated or controlled? Epictetus once said that no one can harm you unless you allow them to. Being manipulated or controlled in a relationship where you give up your autonomy goes against the principles of Stoicism. Imagine being bound by invisible ropes, where your every action and decision is controlled by someone else. Manipulation and control can seriously affect your mental and emotional health. You feel forced to lose your personal freedom and become increasingly dependent on others. Not only does this lower your self-worth, but it also hinders your personal growth. Have you ever thought about whether you live your life or live under the influence of others? Recognizing the signs of a manipulative or controlling relationship is the first step to freeing yourself. These signs may include the other always controlling your actions and decisions. Do you often feel guilty or afraid when you don't fulfill their wishes and you no longer feel free in the relationship? Paying attention to these signs will help you understand that your personal freedom is being taken away. Breaking free from a manipulative relationship is a journey to self-discovery and asserting your personal values. It takes courage to face the truth and decide to end an unhealthy relationship. This process not only gives you freedom, but also helps you realize your true worth and live authentically. Ask yourself if I'm living up to my ideals and values, or if someone else's control is holding me back. Only when you are free and independent is it really possible to be happy and fully developed. Ending a manipulative relationship is not about giving up. It's a powerful step to protect your values and dignity. There are times in life when we realize that the nearest relationship is obstacles that prevent us from achieving truth and freedom. Immersed in illusions and dear words, we easily forget the true value of ours and the lives around us. But to live a meaningful life, do you have the courage to meet reality and avoid the relationships that prevent us from hearing the truth? Sign 8. When a relationship prevents you from accepting reality, they will not only hurt your spirit, but will also discourage you from real-life distance to interpersonal relationships. It can be expressed by friends or family members who encourage you to keep false beliefs or fantasies about the world around you. For example, you may have a close friend you can't see yourself and your situation exactly. The damage to this illusion in a relationship is that you will not be able to grow and overcome real challenges by living in a false sense of security without ever facing reality. The consequences of disconnecting from reality are serious. You lose the ability to flexibly respond to life's changes and challenges. Characteristics of unrealistic relationships include maintaining unreasonable expectations and a lack of understanding of the true nature of oneself and others. Such relationships often lack honesty and integrity, leading to disappointment and conflict when reality does not match these illusions. The importance of facing the truth cannot be understated. Only when you accept reality can you start solving real problems and develop yourself sustainably. Recognizing and moving away from fantasy-based relationships will help you focus on what's really important and build healthy relationships based on truth and mutual understanding. Join the conversation in our comment box. Have you ever been in a relationship that prevented you from accepting the truth? How do you manage to discuss how we use fixed principles to establish a healthier and more realistic relationship? Your story and perspective can help others who are facing similar difficulties. Sign 9. When the relationship is not reciprocal. A relationship only truly holds meaning when there is a mutual contribution to how a garden thrives through the care of both the gardener and the plants. If a relationship becomes imbalanced, with one side making all the efforts while the other only takes the consequences are dissatisfaction, fatigue, and sometimes even injustice. Imagine you have a friend who constantly relies on you for everything, from work to personal matters, but when you need help, they always make excuses or remain indifferent. This is a prime example of an unbalanced relationship where reciprocity does not exist. A balanced relationship is characterized by mutual support, respect, and joint growth. If you are in a non-reciprocal relationship, the first step is to look at and re-evaluate the situation rather than enduring it and openly communicating your feelings to the other person. Ending a non-reciprocal relationship is a way to protect your self-respect and dignity if no changes are made. Finding balance in your relationship is not only a form of self-care, but also has long-term benefits. A balanced relationship helps you feel respected, encouraged, educated, and nurtured. Not only does it bring joy, but it also creates a strong foundation for other relationships in your life. Sign 10. In the absence of mutual respect. Mutual respect is an indispensable basis for any relationship. If the relationship lacks mutual respect, it quickly collapses and loses connection. The consequences of a lack of mutual respect can be serious, ranging from hurt feelings and a loss of self-confidence to lowered morale and self-esteem. For example, let's say you have a friend who always ignores your opinions, criticizes you often, and never listens to what you have to say. Not only will this make you feel hurt, but it will also damage your self-esteem and confidence. This disrespectful attitude can affect your spirit, making you feel isolated and underappreciated, preventing you from re-establishing a healthy relationship balance. Having honest conversations and setting clear boundaries is crucial. Ask yourself if I should put up with this lack of respect and what I can do to improve the situation. Recognizing and addressing disrespectful relationships is an important step in protecting your self-esteem and maintaining peace of mind. Mutual respect is not only the basis of friendship and love, but also the key to a healthy and long-lasting relationship. Share your thoughts. Have you ever been in a relationship where there was a lack of mutual respect? What did you do to deal with that situation? Sign 11. When communication consistently fails. In Stoic philosophy, effective communication is one of the key factors in maintaining a healthy and sustainable relationship. If communication within a relationship consistently fails, it can lead to misunderstandings, tension, and rifts. A typical example is the relationship between two close friends when neither can listen to or understand the other. Conversations become one-sided or filled with conflicts. As a result, each person feels neglected and disrespected, and they may often argue over trivial issues, leading to distance and loss of trust. The consequences of unsuccessful communication are not only emotionally harmful, but also slow down personal growth. One-sided or conflicting communication not only weakens the connection, but also loses the opportunity for deeper understanding. To improve communication, both parties must genuinely listen and be willing to understand the other's perspective. However, if communication does not improve after repeated efforts, the relationship may need to be re-evaluated. Effective communication is the foundation of all lasting, healthy relationships. Without it, the relationship cannot develop and be maintained. When there is an awareness that miscommunication can cause damage and hinder development, sometimes the end of relationships is the smartest decision when we protect inner peace and personal values. However, according to Stoic philosophy, there is evidence that we should not ignore these signs. They are essential to protecting your mental health and self-respect. So, do you think you should end all relationships, be they family or friends? Feel free to share your opinion, yes or no. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos on this topic. Please keep watching the next videos shown at the end so you don't miss the progression of Stoic philosophy. Thanks for watching.